So recently I've been fascinated with cults. Duh. Why not? And, I've been listening to this podcast about cults and, it got me thinking about cults in video games. I tend to think about video games a lot. And you've got a lot of cults. You've got the Children of Atom from Fallout, Los Iluminados in Resident Evil, the Mythic Dawn in Oblivion, the Smiling Faces from Killer 7, the Order in Silent Hill, you got the Unitologists from Dead Space, and you got all those kids that play Fortnite, etc. But I want to talk about one particular cult, one that scares me more than all of the previously mentioned cults. And that cult is the Happy Happyists from Earthbound. The Happy Happyists are a cult that want to color the world blue. They believe that they can bring together the whole world by just painting everything blue. And this is very literal. Their whole compound is painted blue, they wear blue, they even painted a cow blue. And look at this poor guy, he's a little bit confused, he's still getting used to it.
Yeah, jackass!
But it's not just fun and games. This cult is sinister. They're evil. They kidnapped a young girl named Paula to make her the high priestess of the cult. The robed cultists in the town, they attack you on sight, and they also, call for help from their other brethren. And as you explore the town and talk to its denizens, there's just an air of complete, maniacalism and fanaticism through the air. They speak of their leader, Mr. Carpainter, and following him to the end of the earth. They harass you for not donating to their cause. And, before you go to sleep in the inn, they remind you to chant blue, blue before bedtime. They remind you to say your blue prayers. And, they speak of promoting their cause through violence and force. And let's be real, they painted a cow blue. That's not... And the cult is located in peaceful Rest Valley, away from the neighboring city of Tucson. And this is a similar practice, shared with other cults in real life. Cult leaders will usually isolate their followers from society in order to fully brainwash them to the cult's ideals. This is what really scares me about the Happy Happyists. They're similar to other cults in real life. Cults in other video games, they're like the hyperbole of cults, More often than not, they're just inherently evil and kooky, and they want to take over the world and kill everybody, blah. But the Happy Happyists, again, they're very similar to cults in real life. In fact, the Happy Happyists were heavily inspired by the Japanese cult Aum Shinrikyo. Aum Shinrikyo was a Japanese doomsday cult led by Shoko Asahara. He prophesied that those who didn't join his cult would die in a nuclear holocaust. And he and his followers were adamant about not only spreading their gospel in Japan, but spreading it throughout the entire world. And, Shoko Asahara, his traditional attire, and even the cult symbol share the same color as the Happy Happyists. It's blue, sometimes, a shade of purple, but all around it's blue. And, also the group's political campaign, was known for being, quote unquote happy, and they used cheerful slogans and dances and singing, and they even had these smiling balloons of, Shoko Asahara, and their headquarters was located, on a rural dairy farm away from civilization. But eventually, and unfortunately, the cult carried out 2 terrorist attacks, one in the city of Matsumoto and the other one in Tokyo. In Matsumoto, the group killed 8 people and injured 200 after they used a chemical weapon known as sarin. And in Tokyo, the group members released sarin in 5 subway trains. This resulted in the death of 13 civilians, and, about 1,000 people were affected by, the gas. These attacks, however, were carried out after the release of Earthbound in Japan. But to know that this real-life cult inspired the look and doctrine of the Happy Happyists in Earthbound is absolutely chilling and maybe a bit prophetic considering, what the cult ended up doing in real life. But the similarities to real-life cults don't stop there. You know, as you can see, the cult members in the Japanese release of Earthbound have the letters HH, you know, Happy Happy, on their foreheads. And, you know, in the US release, those letters were removed. And not only that, the cultists in the US version, they have a little fluffy fluff ball on the end of their hats, most likely to make them look less sinister and less like the KKK. It is absolutely mind-blowing to me that, you know, a seemingly children's game could have such dark elements of, you know, implications of police brutality. There's even a section of the game where a lady of the night lures Ness and his friends into a hotel and, you know, they get mugged. You know, there's implications of drugs, hallucinations, and even more disturbing things. I played Earthbound for the first time when I guess I wasn't a kid, I was about 15 or 16, but even then, playing this game, and particularly this section as a 15 and 16-year-old, to quote my last video, man, it scared the poo-poo right out of me. So, I guess the point of this video is, don't join a cult, okay? They're bad. Don't paint the world blue. Don't paint cows blue. Yeah. Stay safe out there, kids. I'm gonna go to bed. It's late. Good night. Hey folks, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's a little bit more creepy than my other videos, but still, it was all the same. It was a blast to make. And I just wanted to give a giant thanks for the support that I've gotten on my megalophobia video. I can't believe that it's at, you know, 1,600 views right now, and that I think 1,600, it could be 1,500, it's somewhere in that ballpark, but either way, a huge amount of views that I wasn't expecting, and I'm really grateful for the, you know, the increase in subs, and I just thank you guys. I'm honestly overwhelmed and just excited to keep going. Let me know what you guys want to hear about. I'm gonna, you know, keep pumping out some videos and, you know, going to school and work and all that jazz, but yeah, you guys are awesome. Bye.